The titanium-reinforced hull of the UIS Horizon hummed with a quiet intensity, a testament to human engineering prowess. Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez stood at the forward observation deck, his dark eyes scanning the unfamiliar planetary landscape below. Crimson-hued rock formations jutted against a pale lavender sky, creating an alien vista that both unsettled and fascinated him. "Geological scans are complete, Lieutenant," announced technical specialist Elena Kapoor from her station. Her fingers danced across holographic displays, parsing through terabytes of data in milliseconds. Preliminary findings suggest this planet, designated XR-372, has significant mineral deposits that could be valuable for our expanding colonies. Marcus nodded, his muscular frame tense with anticipation. 3 years of interstellar exploration had taught him that beauty often concealed danger. The United Interstellar Defense Force didn't send decorated tactical officers on routine survey missions without good reason. A sudden alert flashed across the ship's communication systems. The bridge's ambient lighting shifted from soft blue to an amber warning tone. "Unknown energy signature detected," reported the ship's AI, its synthetic voice calm and precise. "Source, approximately 12 kilometers from current orbital position." "Origin?" Marcus asked, moving swiftly to the tactical display. Elena's face was illuminated by rapidly changing data streams. "Cannot determine. The signature doesn't match any known technological profiles in our database. It's complex. Multilayered energy transmission that seems to be both communication and propulsion." Before Marcus could respond, a shimmering distortion appeared on the planetary surface. What had moments ago been a seemingly barren landscape now revealed a structure, if one could call it that. It wasn't constructed like human architecture, but seemed to grow organically from the rocky terrain, its edges pulsing with an iridescent glow that defied conventional physics. "Prepare a reconnaissance drone," Marcus commanded. "I want a detailed scan of that anomaly." Little did Marcus know that this moment would become a pivotal point in human-alien relations, a moment that would test the very limits of human adaptability, courage, and innovative spirit. The reconnaissance drone's transmission flickered with intermittent bursts of static, a testament to the complex electromagnetic environment surrounding the mysterious structure. Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez watched intently as Elena Kapoor worked to stabilize the signal, her fingers moving with surgical precision across the holographic interface. "Fascinating," Elena muttered, her scientific curiosity overriding any sense of caution. "The structure appears to be simultaneously receiving and transmitting energy. It's not just a building, it's more like a living communication hub." A sudden pulse of energy surged through the drone's systems, momentarily blinding its optical sensors. When the image cleared, Marcus saw something that made his breath catch. A group of beings emerged from the structure. They were unlike any life form humanity had encountered before. Bipedal but not humanoid, the creatures moved with a fluid grace that seemed to defy conventional biomechanics. Their bodies shimmered with what appeared to be adaptive camouflage, changing colors and textures in response to their environment. Elongated limbs terminated in appendages that seemed to serve multiple functions, part manipulator, part sensory organ. "They're aware of the drone," Marcus observed, noting how the beings moved with deliberate, synchronized movements. "This isn't a random encounter. They're studying us just as we're studying them." A communication burst erupted from the planetary surface, a complex series of modulated energy waves that the ship's AI struggled to interpret. After several moments of processing, a fragmented translation emerged. "Warning, territorial, non-negotiable presence." Elena's eyes widened. "They're not just communicating. They're issuing a warning." The tension on the bridge was palpable. Decades of interstellar exploration had prepared humanity for potential first contact scenarios, but nothing could have truly prepared them for this moment. The aliens, whose name they would later learn was the Krylax, represented a technological and biological paradigm so different from human understanding that traditional diplomatic protocols seemed woefully inadequate. Marcus knew they were at a critical juncture. One wrong move could escalate from scientific exploration to potential interstellar conflict. The UIS Horizon carried enough firepower to obliterate the entire planetary surface, but that was not the path of diplomatic first contact. "Prepare a communication package," he ordered. "We need to demonstrate our intent is peaceful, but we're not to be underestimated." Elena began constructing a multi-layered communication matrix, a complex message that would convey scientific curiosity, respect, and an unmistakable undertone of human technological capability. Mathematical constants, scientific principles, and carefully encoded cultural markers would serve as their initial diplomatic language. As the message was prepared, the alien structure continued to pulse and shift, a living testament to a civilization so advanced it blurred the lines between technology and organic life. The Krylax watched, waited, and assessed. Humanity's first true test of interstellar diplomacy was about to begin. Days turned into weeks as the UIS Horizon maintained its delicate orbital dance around XR 372. The initial communication attempts with the Krylax had been met with cryptic responses, a complex interplay of energy signatures and fragmented transmissions that challenged human comprehension. Dr. Olivia Reyes, the mission's lead xenolinguist, had been working around the clock. Her workspace was a controlled chaos of holographic displays, quantum translation matrices, and half-empty caffeine containers. "It's not just a language," she explained to Marcus during a briefing. "It's an entire communication ecosystem. The Krylax don't just speak or write, they communicate through complex energy modulations that integrate biological, technological, and environmental data simultaneously." Lieutenant Rodriguez leaned over the holographic display, watching as intricate patterns of light danced and intersected. "Can we break it down?" Elena Kapoor, who had been quietly working on a parallel problem, suddenly spoke up. "We might have a solution, but it's going to be unconventional." The breakthrough came from an unexpected intersection of human technologies. By combining quantum communication protocols, advanced neural network algorithms, and a revolutionary adaptive translation matrix developed by Dr. Reyes, they created something entirely new, a communication system that could dynamically interpret the Krylax's multidimensional communication. The device, quickly dubbed the Quantum Adaptive Response Translator, QART, was unlike anything in human technological history. It didn't just translate language, it created a living bridge of understanding, capable of interpreting not just words, but intent, emotional context, and subtle nuanced communications. When they first activated the QART, the result was overwhelming. The ship's communication systems erupted in a cascade of information, complex mathematical equations, biological data streams, and what could only be described as emotional resonances that defied traditional human perception. "They're not just communicating," Dr. Reyes whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. "They're sharing their entire existential experience." The Krylax, it became clear, were facing an existential threat. Their civilization was experiencing a critical system failure, a cascading breakdown of their symbiotic technological-biological infrastructure. What had initially seemed like a territorial warning was actually a desperate cry for help. Marcus understood the moment of opportunity. Humanity had always been at its best when faced with an impossible challenge. "We're going to help them," he declared, his voice steady and resolute. The plan was audacious. Using the QART, they would collaborate with the Krylax to develop a hybrid technological solution, combining human adaptability with the Krylax's advanced energy manipulation capabilities. As the first collaborative schematics began to take shape, it became clear that this was more than a first contact scenario. This was the beginning of something unprecedented, a true meeting of two civilizations, united by innovation and the universal drive to survive. The universe watched and waited. The joint human Krylax research team assembled in what could only be described as a hybrid workspace. Half of the area adapted to human ergonomics, with sleek computer interfaces and traditional workstations. The other half pulsed with living biotechnological surfaces that responded to the Krylax researchers' mere thoughts. Dr. Olivia Reyes stood at the intersection of these two worlds, her role as primary translator becoming something far more complex than linguistic mediation. She was now a bridge between two fundamentally different approaches to problem solving. The critical failure in the Krylax infrastructure, she explained to Marcus, is caused by a cascading quantum resonance disruption. Their entire civilization is essentially a massive, interconnected biological-technological network that's experiencing systematic collapse. Lieutenant Rodriguez studied the holographic representations of the Krylax system. What had initially appeared chaotic now revealed an intricate design of breathtaking complexity. So how do we stabilize it? The solution emerged from an unexpected collaboration. A young human engineer named Michael Chen proposed a radical approach that combined human modular engineering principles with the Krylax's adaptive energy manipulation. It was a concept so innovative that it initially seemed impossible. The Krylax researcher, designated by their communication matrix as ZYRAK, demonstrated a remarkable capacity for rapid adaptation. Where human scientists would typically debate and analyze, ZYRAK's entire being seemed to process information in multidimensional waves of possibility. We don't just solve problems, ZYRAK communicated through the QART, we become the solution. The collaborative effort revealed the true strength of both species. Human linear thinking provided structured approach and modular design, while the Krylax offered a fluid, adaptive understanding of systemic interconnectedness. Together, they began to construct a stabilization matrix that could potentially save an entire civilization. Days turned into weeks of continuous work. The research team worked in shifts, their biological needs secondary to the magnitude of their task. Marcus observed the transformation, humans and Krylax moving from wary allies to something resembling a unified team. During a critical moment of system integration, something unexpected happened. The stabilization matrix they were developing began to resonate with a frequency that transcended technological boundaries. It was more than a repair, it was a form of collaborative evolution. We're not just fixing a system, Dr. Reyes realized, her voice filled with a mixture of scientific excitement and philosophical wonder. We're creating a new form of interspecies problem solving. As the final components of the stabilization matrix came together, the Krylax research team began to demonstrate something unprecedented, a form of respect that went beyond scientific collaboration. They were beginning to understand humanity not as conquerors or strangers, but as partners in universal survival. The universe, it seemed, had just witnessed the birth of a new kind of hope. The moment of resolution arrived not with a dramatic explosion or a violent confrontation, but with a quiet pulse of energy that rippled across the quantum communication network. The stabilization matrix they had collectively developed began to heal the Krylax civilization's critical infrastructure, restoring systems that had been on the brink of total collapse. Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez watched from the observation deck of the UIS Horizon as the planet below transformed. What had once been a dying world now showed signs of regeneration, energy networks rekindling, biological systems realigning, entire ecosystems beginning to stabilize. Dr. Olivia Reyes approached him, her eyes reflecting a mixture of scientific triumph and profound emotional understanding. "We've done more than save a civilization," she said softly. "We've demonstrated the true potential of collaborative intelligence." The Krylax researcher ZYRAK communicated a complex emotional response through the Quantum Adaptive Response Translator, QART. It was a communication that went beyond words, a profound gratitude that resonated with the fundamental essence of survival and hope. In the weeks that followed, the initial research mission transformed into something unprecedented. The United Interstellar Defense Force had anticipated a potential first contact scenario, but nothing in their diplomatic protocols could have prepared them for this level of mutual understanding. The Krylax began sharing technological insights that would revolutionize human understanding of quantum communication, energy manipulation, and biological technological integration. In return, humanity offered its modular problem-solving approach, its capacity for adaptability, and its unwavering spirit of exploration. Michael Chen, the young engineer who had been crucial in developing the stabilization matrix, found himself at the center of a new field of interspecies technological collaboration. "It's not about who's more advanced," he explained during a subsequent briefing. "It's about how different approaches can create something entirely new." The transformation extended beyond technological achievement. The diplomatic implications were profound. The Krylaks, once seen as an potentially hostile alien civilization, were now recognized as potential allies in humanity's ongoing exploration of the universe. As the UIS Horizon prepared to return to Earth, Marcus reflected on the journey. What had begun as a routine survey mission had become a watershed moment in human history. They had not conquered an alien civilization, they had partnered with one, finding common ground in the universal language of survival and innovation. ZYRAK's final communication captured the essence of their newfound relationship. "In the vast darkness between stars, we are not alone. We are connected." The stars seemed to shine a little brighter that day, bearing witness to a new chapter in the story of intelligent life in the universe.